Hey everyone, we are back on our home turf here in the Robledo Mountains dedicated off-road area. And today you may notice that I'm driving with a little bit of extra confidence, added vigor, and a lot of that comes from an insurance policy on this Xterra. Not the kind that you buy from an insurance company. I'm talking about armor, skid plates, sliders, a brand new system that's protecting me from the limestone rock out here in this area. We're going to be taking some lines we've never taken before, thanks to that added insurance policy. And how did I arrive at this particular system? Well, I'm glad you asked. Hey, so we are back in the F Alpha Underground here, and let's talk protection. What we have here on the table, the two best options, in my opinion, when it comes to the Xterra. We have the Z1 Off-Road Skid Plate Kit and the Asfir Skid Plate System. Now, before we get into the nuts and bolts, full disclosure here, I did buy the Z1 kit at a discount, but I put my own hard-earned money into both of these systems. Z1 has no say on this video. Neither company is sponsoring this comparison. And make no mistake, this armor is a big investment. Now, the Asfir system is a little cheaper, but regardless here, whatever you go with for a full skid plate system of this caliber, you're gonna spend more than $1,000. This is an apples to apples comparison of premium aluminum engineering, but each company approaches the trail with a completely different philosophy. So let's go down the rabbit hole together. Starting with the Z1s, this design is highly optimized for ultimate weight to strength ratio. They're light, they're aggressive, and check out those ribs inside the plates. Those are designed for added enhanced strength. And they offer total seamless coverage. All right, notice the distinct lack of vents or holes here. It's designed to glide over obstacles and give you peace of mind under the Xterra's belly. Then there's the Asfir system. Now this thing is built like an absolute tank. If you're thinking that it looks like it belongs on an armored vehicle, well, you're not wrong. Asfir is an Israeli company that literally manufactures armor and parts for military applications. So there's that. Physically, the Asfir plates are slightly thicker than the Z1s. The mounting architecture is different, and they utilize these engineered venting holes. These allow for maximum drivetrain airflow while shedding a few pounds in the process. Now, structurally, how these all come together is pretty different because the Asfir system comes to you in three different sections. You have this radiator skid here that protects the front part of your underbelly. You have the transfer case protection, and then this long fuel tank protection here. The Z1 system breaks down into 4 sections, and they offer this really important option, a heavy-duty steel radiator skid. Now for me, this is the game changer. This one section right here is far heavier than any other skid plate I've put on this table because, yes, it's steel. So it's offering maximum strength right where the truck takes the brunt of the terrain. And by way of contrast, this is the Asfir radiator skid. It's all one section. And again, unlike the Z1 skid at the radiator, which is all steel, this is all aluminum.
What up, turd?
Oh, hey everyone, it's my nephew, Miles. Hey Miles, I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Is that a scale?
Yes, that's right. I'm weighing my new skid plates. All this armor adds weight to my rig, and so weight affects performance. It's physics.
Right. So you're saying weight's the enemy?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then how come you don't lose weight if it's the enemy?
Wow. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate.
Well, that would help, right?
I mean, I guess a little bit.
How about a little less driving and more walking, Unc?
Fair point. I guess that's not a bad idea, right?
So you're gonna bolt these things to the bottom of your truck
Yes,
to protect from rocks hitting your car?
correct.
So you drive into rocks
Yeah?
on purpose?
Well, when you say it like that, I mean... Hey, come on!
I'm just messing with you, dumb butt.
All right.
See you later, turd. Now back to the install.
All right, I'm now under the truck, and we're going to start taking off the factory skids. Now, despite what my nephew thinks, this is not an install video. There are plenty of those out there. And as you can see, I've decided to install the Z1 system. The good news here is that the Z1 kit is really straightforward, using upgraded hardware that follows the factory bolt patterns. My pal Anthony stopped by for a few hours, and having an extra set of hands is great, but you can definitely do this solo. A few quick field notes here. The fuel tank skid needs these specific adapter brackets to meet the frame. Really easy if you just read the instructions, which I initially failed to do. The transfer case skid features this slot where a factory hole doesn't exist. Now you can ignore it, but I opted to drill it out and pinned it with an existing bolt for extra peace of mind. And you gotta love the service door here for access during oil changes, which the Asfir skid plate does not have. Oh, and if you're keeping the factory bumper like I am, don't forget to option this little bracket just to keep the plastic from vibrating on the interstate. And seeing the final product here, I feel really good about choosing the Z1s. So the question for me isn't really which one is better. They're both great systems. The question is which one really matches your mission. And for my build, the winner here is the Z1, mainly because of that steel radiator reinforcement and the solid, complete coverage underneath. And look, the truth is most Xterra or Frontier owners probably don't need $1,000 of armor under their truck. If all you're doing is camping or taking fire roads or doing some mild off-roading, you're probably fine with the factory system. But once you start crawling over rocks, well, that's when everything changes. And speaking of rocks, let's now talk about some side protection. These are the Z1 rock sliders. And again, full disclosure, I did also get these at a discount, but make no mistake, these were always my #1 choice. This is insanely rugged armor for the rocker panels. I mean, just look at the size of these gussets. They're massive. Let's throw this on the scale. As you can see here, they're clocking in at right around 50 pounds of pure steel per side. To get them on, the factory running boards had to go. I actually have a soft spot for the stock steps. I think they're an iconic part of the classic Xterra look. But even though they sit up high, they would be damage magnifiers on the rocks. Luckily, they're not going to the scrap heap. I handed them off to my friend David for his wife's Xterra, so the circle of life continues. As for the sliders, I went with the 25-degree kick-up for maximum clearance along the rocker panels. It's a clean, bolt-on setup, but having an extra set of hands makes a world of difference, so I'm glad Tony stuck around. No major field notes on this one other than the golden rule of mechanics: hand tighten everything first to ensure a perfect fit before you torque it down. Okay, enough talking. Let's put this armor to the test. These are the Robledo Mountains, west of Las Cruces, New Mexico. About 280 million years ago, They were sitting at the bottom of a shallow tropical ocean. Today, that ancient seafloor is a jagged maze of exposed limestone, an ideal laboratory for my new armor. It's not Black Diamond Extreme, but it's the perfect place to get a real-world taste of rock crawling and see what the truck can do. All right, so we're approaching the second step of these obstacles, the presidential staircase. This is where it would get interesting. I heard a skid plate go to work. Oh, and did I mention I deleted the rear sway bar? Well, I did. The front one's gone too, but that's only temporary. Fun, but temporary. And all told, the new armor adds about 200 pounds to the Xterra. That's basically 2 nephews worth of sprung weight. So, is the armor overkill or total peace of mind? Don't ask me, because look at that face. That's a middle-aged man in a mildly lifted, standard-width Nissan Xterra, kicking up dust in the New Mexico desert. Because sometimes, when everything else feels like it's coming apart, the most important thing you can do for your own sanity is get out there early and listen to a hood latch squeak like a trapped animal. Worth every penny. Man, that almost seemed too easy, and that's saying something if you were to actually lay eyes on this trail here. I can tell you that those skid plates did exactly what they were supposed to do. They went head to head with the limestone rock out here in the Robledo Mountains, and they protected that vulnerable underside of the Xterra. I'm really happy with this insurance policy, and again, I feel like now I'll be able to take some bigger risks when I'm out on the trail. And as for the build, I feel like I'm almost completely done with this build. Nothing left to buy. Wink, wink. That does it from the mountains of southern New Mexico. Thanks for watching, everyone.